And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So there's a fair few bits to discuss in this video, mostly about Abada and his future at the club, but we'll get into that a bit later on in this video. I want to start today's video by discussing Maik Nawrocki, as he has kind of spoken out recently in a little press conference about certain things here and there. And he did say something quite interesting with regards to his injury, which I do want to discuss. So, of course, Celtic defender Maik Nawrocki has re-emerged as after a noteworthy spell on the sidelines. The Polish centre-back half picked up a hamstring injury in August and returned to action in late December. His injury, however, didn't make him unavailable for the whole of those 4 months. Indeed, the form of Cameron Carter-Vickers and Liam Scales at the heart of the back line was something to behold. The pair kept the likes of Nawrocki and fellow new signing Gustav Lagerbilk out of the team, and ironically, it was an injury that allowed Nawrocki to return to the fray. Stephen Welsh pulled up in the Glasgow derby, and Nawrocki headed the call. Since then, he has started 2 in a row for the champions. In his recent appearances, Nawrocki has been impressive, particularly given the fact he was on the sidelines for near on 4 months. A hamstring kept him out for some of that period, and the player has admitted that the Kilmarnock's artificial pitch in which he suffered a blow was in no way helpful. He said, "The surface was not the best. We played 98 minutes or something, and it happened in the final seconds, but these are things that can happen." So quite interesting there, not really holding back there on Nawrocki, but kind of suggesting that the Kilmarnock's pitch was maybe one of the reasons as to why he suffered this injury. And of course, there's been a lot of talk about these artificial pitches in the leagues in recent years. Players saying how they don't like playing on those pitches, always kind of take it into account when you go to these stadiums with these pitches, that this could affect the result in some way due to not being used to that kind of style of surface to play on. But the main thing is now that he's back with the team, back playing again, and he's looked pretty good in the last 2 games as well, has to be said. Hopefully he can kick on now and make a name for himself at Celtic for the rest of the season and see how he gets on. As to Gustav Lagerbilk, with regards to his future, of course, the other new centre-back signing that came in the summer, he still is kind of looking to leave at some point in this transfer window. Of course, he's spoken out how he may leave on loan at some point, hoping it's summer in the Scottish League, but things have gone pretty quiet with regards to his future right now. But as always, we will keep updated with regards to that if anything does change in the next few days. Expect it to be pretty busy in the next few days with regards to Celtic news. We are still looking to sign some more players, 2 more players, as Roger suggested a few weeks ago. Still quiet on that front as well. But keep an eye out for Gustav Lagerbilk and his future, because something will change very soon with regards to that. Now, a player that's future has come into question today, really, with reports suggesting that there's interest across England for him, is Abada. Celtic winger Abada has become a loan target for several clubs, including West Bromwich Albion, Southampton and Watford, amid a challenging situation at Parkhead. So this comes from the Daily Mail report by the reliable Stephen McGowan. Interest in Abada extends beyond to English clubs, with teams in Ligue 1 and the Bundesliga also monitoring the situation. Abada, of course, is an Israeli international. He returned to the Celtic squad for the derby win over Rangers after recovering from an injury. He started and played well in Celtic's Cup win over Bucky Thistle, grabbing an assist too. However, his time in Glasgow has not been without difficulties. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine has led to a pro-Palestine stance among a section of Celtic's fan base, raising questions about Abada's long-term future at the club. He's facing pressure from his own country to lead the Scottish champions. The report suggests that a 6-month loan could provide Abada with the opportunity to step back and reassess the situation come summer. Despite these developments, Celtic has shown no apparent desire to part with the 22-year-old winger for the second half of the season. The winger, of course, put pen to paper on a new 4-year deal in September before Hamas's attack on October the 7th. So this is quite disappointing to see. I'm a big fan of Abada. I've made that pretty clear since the start of this channel, really, that he's one of my favourite players at the club. I just think, of course, he's still so young and just so good. Such a good talent for us, and the last thing I want to see is him leave. He's one of my favourite players. I just think he's superb every time he plays. Been absolutely brilliant for many years now, and I really don't want to see him leave. And in the circumstances that he could leave as well is quite disappointing. Of course, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and of course, it seems like he's getting pressure from elsewhere to leave the club as well, due to some Celtic fans showing their opinion on the whole situation between Palestine and Israel. But regardless of that, he's a brilliant player, and I'd like to see him stay. beyond this transfer window, to be completely honest with you. And the teams he's linked to as well, the Championship sides. He was linked to Premier League teams in the summer. I do think he's a level above the Championship, in my opinion. I do think he's a Premier League level player on his day. And hopefully nothing comes from this story. It is very reliable, though, with the Daily Mail there by Stephen McGowan. So keep an eye out to see how this one progresses in the next few days. But that's kind of that, really, with the news for today, guys. It's quite quiet, apart from the Zabala story. But as always, let me know your opinions and thoughts on the Abada situation. Do you want him to stay, or do you want him to go? Pretty clear that I want him to stay. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you do drop a like on the video as well, and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.